that sequence here. Gonna go 10 times, guys, 10 times. Good, guys. Good, and don't forget to breathe through that. After that 10th one, then you're gonna go ahead, tuck your toes underneath you, all right? And then you're gonna sit back and you're gonna do a little bit of a child's pose, bringing that head and that chest towards the ground and then reaching up above you. And we're gonna hold that for good 10 seconds. Go ahead and come on up. You might see or hear a little bit of dog toy action. I apologize. Oh, Jen's joining us. All right. And then from here, you're going to do 10 more cat cows. All right. So just go ahead and arch that back, tucking that chin. And then exhale, bringing that chest down. 10 more of these guys at your own pace. Jen, thanks for joining us. Then after that 10th one, we'll go right back into that child's pose whenever you're ready. I'll wait for most of you guys. I really should take away his squeaky toys before we start this. Hi, handsome. You're lucky you're cute. Go get your mom. Go get your mom. Go give it your mom. And then we're gonna do 10 seconds. Milo, go get your mom. Then we're gonna do 10 seconds in that child's pose. Child's pose. Just bringing that head to that ground. And then breathing in and out, just nice and easy. Milo, here. Little entertainment here with the dog. Nice, guys. Child's pose is so innocent, but man, it feels so good sometimes. All right, from here, we're gonna do a frog squat. So what that looks like, it's not an actual squat, it's just a little stretch. You're just going to widen your legs just a little bit, kind of get a triangle between your knees and your body here. You're going to have your feet nice and flat with your arches facing the ground, okay? From here, you're gonna have a self-support with your elbows just underneath your chest or underneath your shoulders. And then we're just going to lean back. You will feel a pretty deep stretch here in the hips. If it's uncomfortable, then you can just kind of ease out of that stretch just a little bit more. We're gonna go ahead and do 10 stretches at your own pace. Try to hold each stretch for a good 1 to 3 seconds. Totally up to you, totally your pace. This one's like one of my favorites to do after sitting all day.
So I'm trying to figure out how you have your feet.
I have them flat, so arches are facing the ground. What'd you say?
Is it like breaststroke, like swimming?
I don't swim. I'm like a drowning squirrel when I swim.
Okay, arches up.
Arches are like, so like here's my toe facing the ground, and then I'm gonna bring my heel in, if that makes sense. Yeah, so your toes are pointing out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not good if you ever mention anything with swimming. Like, I know I'm from Florida. You can totally make fun of me. And yes, I've done triathlons without really like swimming very well. But it's like a failure for me. what I need to do is like find someone, like one of you guys who have kids. If your kids are doing swim lessons, I need to like legitimately join their swim lesson.
Anne's gonna give me swim lessons because she makes fun of me because I swim like I swim like a rock, like really fast, but to the bottom of the pool. So
Yeah, that's how
we can have.
The only thing buoyant on my body is my ass. And it's so awkward. What'd you say?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I mean, this is me in the pool. Like it's just my butt floating, not my face. All right, guys. From here, we're gonna go ahead and grab a pillow, or if you have a foam roller, you can go ahead and grab the foam roller, whatever you want, or just a pillow. You can put the pillow underneath your right knee. So I'm facing you guys, my right knee is facing you, and all we're doing is just trying to support that knee. And I'm going to be on my left hand side here, okay? I'm just going to wait for you guys to get into position. And really the foam roller or pillow is just there for support, just to kind of elevate that and keep your hips nice and even, okay? So from here, I'm going to go ahead and bring my left arm out in front of me, resting that head on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and put that right hand just on top of it, all right? From here, we're going to keep that left shoulder down as well as the left hip. And from here, we're just going to open up the book. So we're going to take that right hand up and then bring it over, twisting that back and then reaching for the ground. Hold this for 5, 3, 2, 1, and then close the book again. We're going to do that 2 more times, guys, before we switch sides. Open up the book again. Three, 2, 1. Good. Ease back over. And then one more book opening. Go ahead and open that. Bring that right hand back around you. 3, 2, 1. Close that book. As soon as you close the book, we're going to go ahead and grab that pillow or foam roller and then switch sides. Same thing with the left leg on top. And then your right shoulder is going to be down on the ground. Your left hand is just going to be on top of that right hand. Just ease that, or rest that right, or rest your neck and head as you need to, whatever's comfortable for you. All right, let's go ahead and open up that book with that left hand coming around and then touching the ground. We're going to hold it for 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and close that book. Now we're going to open that book one more time. We're going to do it 2 more times, really. 3, 2, 1, and then close that book again. And then let's open it one more time. This will be the last one on this side. 3, 2, 1, and then close that book to finish it out a little bit. Sweet. That's a really good one if you ever are sitting a lot at your desk or Netflixing and chilling a little bit. That's a really good one just to kind of open up your upper back, thoracic spine, open you up, especially if you're like me and you turn into a mad scientist on your laptop. All right, so we did that. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of hip opening here just because it feels good. We're going to get into a lunge position. Whoops. Get into a lunge position. So let's start off with left or right leg forward, whichever's easiest for you. I'm going to start off with my left forward. And I'm just in a little bit of a lunge position here. Don't have your knee tight roped in. Have a nice wide stance. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring that front foot out a little bit more just to get more of a stretch in here. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to focus on tucking my tailbone under. All right, tucking that tailbone under just to get a little bit more of a stretch here without extending my low back too much. We're just going to hold this on my count for a good 20 seconds. Don't forget to breathe, guys. And try to breathe in through that belly if you can, especially if you're highly stressed and you tend to breathe a little bit more here in the upper chest. Let's go ahead and try to lower it here by expanding that belly out with your in-breath if you can. Good, ease out of that. When we ease out of that, we're gonna keep that front leg in front of us. We're just going to straighten it. And then I'm going to hinge at my hips as much as I can, wherever is comfortable for you. Should feel it in your hamstring on that leg that's in front of you. Lindsay, no comment.
I said nothing. Did you guys know that?
Good, ease out of that. Now we're gonna switch legs. Same thing on the other side. So whatever leg was in front last time, just do the opposite leg in front this time. All right, remember, get a little bit of a wider stance or more distance with that front foot in front of you. Tuck that tailbone under, and then lunge a little bit more forward. Keep tucking, keep tucking. Keep that tailbone tucked. I know it's the hardest part of this. And then breathe. I'm watching the clock. This is another one that's really easy to do. Variation for this, if this isn't as much of a stretch as you want, you can do that couch stretch we've done in the past in terms of putting this foot, so your back foot, up on the couch and then doing the same stretch. It's a little bit more intense though. 3, 2, 1. Let's ease out of that. Again, we're going to get that hamstring stretch in that front leg. So just straighten that leg and then hinge forward as much as you can. Try to keep that back as flat as you possibly can. Get a nice little hammy stretch. Three, 2, 1, and then ease out of that. Sweet. All right, from here, I'm gonna get down on my bottom, my butt, and my legs will be out in front of me, all right? I'm gonna have them a little bit wider here. What this looks like, and a lot of you guys have already done this with me before, it's the 90-90. So this is just to open up your hips a little bit more. So I'm going to take my right knee in and my left knee out. It's just going to look just like this. From here, with both of those knees down, we're gonna go ahead and twist around as much as you can. If you experience any pain, don't do this. Good rule of life, right? And then we're gonna come back up, and then we're going to face forward and then switch our legs. And then the same thing with that, you're just going to rotate around to whatever point you're comfortable with. Hold that for 3 seconds. 1, and then relax. Face forward. Do it again on the other side. We're gonna do a few cycles of this. And then rotate around. 3, 2, 1. And then come back, face forward. Opposite leg, opposite side, and then twist. Notice I'm not really doing this really fast. I'm just kind of easing through it. Go ahead and face forward. Good. Switch legs. This time we're actually not going to do any twisting unless you want to. And then we're just going to go back and forth. No twisting. About 3 to 5 times each side, whatever you guys need, whatever feels good. Now I will say the more you bring your torso forward, the more you're going to feel that stretch in your hips. So again, 3 to 5 times each side, totally up to you. I want this to be your stretch more than anything. This is really good to do, even if it's just a few times before you guys ever squat or anything. Do any type of lunge work. Nice, guys. Good. From there, we're still on the ground. We're gonna do some hip openers. It's going to be a lot like if you guys have ever done like the pigeon pose in yoga, same kind of concept. Going to be on all fours here, so hands just underneath your shoulders. Then you're going to go head out to a plank, and then you're going to bring your right leg in front of you. Now, this is going to look different for everyone. So like right here, here's the front version, just so you guys can see from this angle. From the rear or side, you might want to put a pillow under here if that's going to be more comfortable for you. It's totally up to you. Totally, totally up to you. I know everyone's kind of different. You can also put the foam roller if you want, just underneath your butt, just for a little bit of like extra support. Just get it to a point where it's not going to roll away from you. And then from here, you can come down a little bit more if you want. You can bring your elbows down to the ground if that's comfortable for you. Bring your head and your chest down to the ground if you want to. Totally up to you, but we are going to hang out here for a good 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. Thanks, guys. Good. Ease out of that. And then if you want, you can actually come up a little bit more. This will put a little bit of pressure on your back, your low back. So if you have any low back history, you might not want to do this. Or you can squeeze your butt to help brace that low back. Just come up a little bit more, get a little bit of a stretch sometimes on that other hip flexor. Then you're going to come down with your hands on the ground underneath you. You're going to go back out into that plank and switch legs. Left leg in front. So the frog movement that we did earlier worked the hip in the other direction. And then this works the hip in kind of a common. This is more common to open this way.
Hey, Jen.
Here. Yeah, what's up?
Question for you. I've heard differing opinions on trying to get your shin like parallel to the front of your mat or leaving it back. What do you say?
Honestly, it's up to you. I'm all about what's more comfortable for you, because I have like a couple of people I work with who have had already have had hip replacements and things like that. So for them, it's definitely up to them and what their doctor allows. For you, if you don't have any major hip injuries, I personally like to have a figure 4 stretch is what I kind of call it. So I like to have it perpendicular, but I will say that one is a little bit more gnarly. And I'm pretty flexible with my hips, or at least I was before the quarantine. I feel like my flexibility has kind of gone out the window now. But I like that challenge. Now, is one better more than the other? I don't know. I mean, honestly, there hasn't really been a whole lot of like distinguishing research on it on either one, you know. I'm real big, like if something is hurting though, like painful, then don't do that, and see if you can adjust it a little bit and maybe bring that foot in a little bit more. Does one feel better more than the other for you?
I think I like the deeper stretch. Stretching through my hips is really it feels really good to go deeper. So trying to push my kind of leg forward helps.
Yeah.
I'd heard talk about like knees and stuff, and it doesn't hurt my knee at all. But then I was like, am I doing something? That I just don't feel?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. And that's where like I know a lot of people get concerned is they're just worried about hurting themselves, especially with certain things. Either one. I mean, I haven't really seen anything that's shown that it causes, injury or weakness in the knee. All right, guys, bring yourself up a little bit. But again, if something hurts, like totally back off. I'm real big on that. Hold yourself up. Squeeze that butt if you can. Especially if you ever have like an SI history or anything like that. Protect that low back a little bit. Good. And then come out of that. Now we're going to go back into that frog stretch that we did earlier. So again, toes are pointed out. Your feet, inside of your feet are flat. Your knees are going to be spread out a little bit, just creating a little bit of a triangle between your knees and your body. And then you're just going to sit back. And let's go ahead and do 10 stretches. And this is helping to stretch the opposite of what we just stretched. And then we'll do some neck stuff, since I know you guys talked about that. Is anything bothering you, Jen?
Huh. You mean in my body?
Yeah, in your body. Yeah, not emotionally or anything like that.
Where do you want me to start? My lower back is always an issue, and it's been a little tweaked. So I have an old basketball injury. I herniated the disc between my L4 and L5, and and then I have an anterolisthesis on top of it, and with a pars defect. So
oh yeah, a little nubbin.
So I have to be real careful with it, and it's been bothering me lately. So
yeah,
but I have not been doing a good job of stretching and doing my core work, so I know why it's bothering me.
It's just a matter of doing the damn thing, which
it's been carving out self-care time or even like workout time right now has been real hard.
Yeah, I get it. And I don't even have kids. I don't know how y'all do it with the little ones. Milo is enough of a dependent for me right now. Ease out of that when you guys are done with the 10 reps.
Wendy's
there
to her house, so I'm going there.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Vita California
right.
I don't even refuge. I don't know what you want to call it. All right. So for neck stuff, again, like anything that I'm gonna ever suggest with anything, is if it hurts, back off. Right, especially with your neck, because I'm just paranoid. I'm just a paranoid trainer when it comes to neck stuff. Okay, so neck stuff, you're basically going to want to keep your chin relatively neutral and your neck pretty neutral. So let's go ahead and start with a little bit of a chin tuck here. And it's just slight. It's not coming down like this. It's just coming back a little bit. From here, we're going to go ahead and take that opposite hand. We're going to go left. So left hand is over on top of your head. You're just going to get a nice little stretch here. You can, if you want, you can bring that chin down a little bit, and the stretch can be in an angle. What I'm trying to stretch here, just so you guys know, I'm overdue for a haircut here, guys, but we're just stretching that back neck muscle here, the neck erector muscle here. Okay, so just feel it. You're gonna hold it for a good 10 or so seconds. What's up, Ann?
Hey.
Hey.
I have to go back to so I come say hi.
Hi. Work's stupid, right?
I'm on a call with a bunch of lawyers and a bunch of scientists, and they all think they're funny. So
Ease out of that, guy. Switch sides. Everyone thinks they're funny. Hi, bye. I love that you're over at Herbalife and you're just
ready, like off doing your own shit. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, that's awesome. Good. So this is just good for some general neck tension. Again, if you want to, you can bring your neck down just a little bit, or not your neck, your chin down a little bit. Body parts, Jen. Body parts. Chin, and then get a little bit of an angled stretch. Again, as much as you need to or want to here, and then kind of come up. All right. So this is a new thing because of what you guys have explained with your neck. We're just going to do this for like a minute or two. I'll show you real quick. We are going to come down face first. All right, face first. And what this looks like is I want you guys to focus on just tucking your toes under. You're not going to activate your glutes, hamstrings, or anything. All right, you're going to have your arms out next to you. All right, kind of like a freeze. Your hands are up, so your arms are out next to you. From here, you're going to start with your chin tucked. All right, your forehead's against the ground or against your mat. And then from here, you're just going to lift up your head ever so slightly. You will feel some engagement in your back, and that is totally fine. You're going to hold it for about 10, 15 seconds, and then you're going to relax. You're going to relax for a few seconds. Then you're going to come back up. The thing here is I don't want you guys to squeeze your butt when you're doing this. So don't squeeze your butt or anything like that. Just try to focus on tucking that chin, maybe even exaggerating that chin tuck a little bit, and then lift.
I almost feel this into my shoulder blades a little.
Yep, that's true. Same here. And then come down. Sorry, this is like actually really hard for me to do and coach at the same time. And then come down, relax whenever you need to, and then come back up. We're just going to do a few holds because this is something you can do. If it helps, you know, for me, like I was prescribed to do this, basically put on a 3 to 5 minute song and do those little neck or chin tucks and neck holds for as long as I can hold them. So anywhere from like 10, maybe even 30 seconds, and then relax and do that for the cycle of the whole song. And try to do that once a day if you can. And it can really help if you're noticing any type of neck issues, especially with sitting a lot. But that's actually something I'm kind of exploring a little bit with one of my therapists. So nice, guys.
Where you going, babe?
Good. Ease out of that. Whenever you guys are ready, we can come back up and kumbaya.
I'm not asking. Sorry.
Are you getting interruptions? It's okay. Like Milo, at least they're cute.
They have to be.
Sweet. All right, so next stuff, just as a little recap, feel free whenever you're at a laptop or something, just give yourself a double or a triple chin. You know, I think it's like kind of a triple chin for me whenever I do this, but give yourself a little bit of a double chin, and just hold it for a few seconds. You can also do that exercise we just did, again, one song, 3 to 5 minutes long. Hold that. Try not to use your butt. I know if you're like me, I wanted to use my butt the first time I did it. Try not to do anything like that. Try not to also use your low back as much. You're really going to focus on engaging that core a little bit and just lifting up just a little bit more. Now that could look like you tucking your tailbone a little bit, but just explore it, and that'll help kind of build that neck muscle a little bit more, just to get you in that better position, especially after bike accidents. Not that I'm calling anyone out or anything. Hey, I'm calling myself out more than anything. Yeah. Any questions about what we just did? No?
Can we do it every day together?
And every day together? Oh man.
That would help me.
I need to friggin' do it every day. It's one of those things.
That was great.
It could be yeah, it could be something I throw in there and just be like, because do you do well, Wendy, with like checking things off?
Oh, I do. I like my little boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
But
Okay.
I'd rather you do it with me.
That would be like super motivating, and that would be seemingly like the best type of accountability possible, right?
That would be. You're a little far away, but
Yeah, I know. Where in the Bay Area are you again? Are you East Bay or no?
yeah, East Bay.
East Bay, but a little
Yeah.
bit further in than like Oakland and stuff?
Like just over the Oakland Hills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, 'cause
I think you all need to come live here in the month of September. Although I'll be in Colorado, so
I know.
coming to live here.
I know. We still don't know what we're doing with our place that we have in Portland, because right now we have that place in Portland
I forgot you had that.
for a month. And then, well, we had a place in Snoqualmie for a
Right.
month in October. And then that one, unfortunately, went out of business with COVID and stuff. So they had to sell. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it was like $1 million property. So it's kind of one of those things. Actually, let me stop the recording real quick.